All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Financial Coach for You team meeting. I can't believe this is the month of October. The month of October is almost over, and we are in the last quarter of the year 2015. Anything can happen, so it's anyone's game. I'm Financial Coach Ray, the founder, the CEO of Financial Coach for You, and thanks for taking time out to join us. You are in for an absolute treat tonight. As you can see, we meet here virtually every single week. You could use your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, desktop. Thanks to Google Hangouts feature, it's a free feature. I love the tools of Cybernetico and Ingresso Cybernetico. And just think we have folks from all over the U.S. joining us right now. So getting all dressed up and going to a meeting, driving miles and miles, is simply a thing of the past. The world that we live in is rapidly evolving. So we at Financial Coach for You have to change in order to reach the masses and stay ahead of the game. Feel free to use your chat feature on your right of your screen, which is my left. Communicate with other teammates, ask questions if you have any questions for the panelists. And at every team meeting, my goal is to have you walk away with little nuggets that you can implement right away, personally share with others or your loved ones. Knowledge is power, but applying that knowledge is even more powerful. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our panelists. And I am going to introduce our panelists from the left to the right. We have Coach Latasha. Coach Latasha is checking in from Arkansas. She is our VP in training. Yay! Welcome, welcome. And then we have our resource coach, Michelle. She's here in San Diego. If you ever need resources, this is the woman to get in contact with. Welcome, Coach Michelle. And then we have Coach Wakil in Texas. He is our VP in training as well. And he's also going to open us up in prayer. So if you want to unmute yourself, Coach Wakil, and open us up in prayer and bring the motivational seconds.
Thank you, Sister Ray. If we could all bow our heads. Dear Father God, we just thank you for giving us this day, first of all. Thank you for waking us up this morning and keeping us in our right minds, dear Father God. Allowing us to be able to get to this meeting and make the time necessary so that we can talk amongst each other and give out these nuggets that Sister Ray said earlier today, dear Father God. I ask that you just continue to watch over our family members and watch over our hearts and open our minds and take this knowledge and we use it and we apply it so that we can make ourselves better and we can better educate our future clients, dear Father God. It's in your precious wonderful name we praise you, we thank you, and we love you. Amen.
Amen.
Our motivational seconds tonight. This one is going to be titled Obstacles. Overcoming events, situations, and problems that tend to pop up in your life without warning can be very difficult. It takes strategy, advice, and prayer to find a way out. Now, there are always two ways out, like two sides of the same coin. But if the two, which, but of the two, which is the easiest? Which will take longer to get your desired results? But as we know, the easy way can make things harder with temporary fixes, and the long way can bring the life out of you until you accomplish it. When these barriers form around you or in your path, you can stop or you can keep going. We have choices to do great things if we truly want to. Always keep your options open, even in comfort, because the enemy is waiting for you to tire from all the barriers that are built around you. That's my motivational seconds for tonight. Back to you, Sister Ray.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Wakil. And you're right. We all have choices to make in life. And sometimes the choices don't necessarily have to be, the easy route. Sometimes we have to go through the difficult routes. So thank you so much. And I would like to turn the platform over to our resource coach, Michelle. And she is going to give us some updates.
Hello, everybody. So I'm your resource coach here at Financial Coach for You. My name's Michelle, and I have a couple of updates to talk about here. We have our graduation for our spiritual financial class at New Seasons Church and our virtual class combined on the 19th. So everyone is invited. We usually have our famous mashed potato bar. So if you don't know what that is, why don't you come out and join us and see for yourself. And also to celebrate for our brothers and sisters that have graduated. We have 4 people on our team, 4 family members on our team that have went through the class, 2 virtual and 2 physical. That would be congratulations to Ellen, congratulations to Laveda, congratulations to Latasha and Miss Rose. Congratulations to every single one of you guys. Miss Rose is in North Carolina, and Sister Latasha is in Arkansas. So it doesn't matter what part of the world you are in, the virtual class, you can take it anywhere you're at. So that's the best part about going to a virtual class and learning all those tricks of the trade. So I just want to give all you guys a pat on the back, and thank you so much for going through the class. And so our next session will, looks like we'll be starting up our next session in the month of November. It's going to be on Monday nights. I believe we're going to be starting November 16th, Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. And like I said before, if you can't make it physically, you can also sign up virtually. So if you want more information regarding that, go ahead and contact Coach Ray, and she'll be more than happy to assist you. We have a couple of things just to talk about. Team members, if you have downloaded the Voxer app, but you just have it sitting there, I encourage you to use that and to check in every day to let us know, how you're doing and if you've done any surveys. And, it would be awesome to know what you're doing as far as building your team. So that would be a great tool that you could use. Also, for our team members that haven't downloaded the Voxer app, I encourage you to do so. It's free, and it's a way for each one of us to check in and see how we're doing. Sometimes we might need a little bit of encouragement for that day, and that would help us, actually catapult us into, finding the motivation to get out there and want to actually help families help themselves. So I encourage you to download the Voxer app. If you're kind of confused and you don't know how to go about doing that, you're more than welcome to contact Coach Ray or me or Coach Ted, any one of the coaches. Most of us have it, and we'll be more than happy to assist you there. Also, our FC for You T-shirts, they are in the process. So if you are interested in representing FC for You, no matter what state you're in, please go ahead and contact us, and we will point you in the right direction and also put you on our list as far as you wanting a T-shirt. There is a cost behind that. It's a small fee. So and right now they come in gray and white, but there might be a bigger color selection. So, but at the current time it's just those 2 colors. But if you are interested in the T-shirts, please go ahead and contact Coach Ray, and she'll be happy to put you on the list. And that being said, I think that's all for the updates for now. Back to you, Coach Ray.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Michelle. And I know everyone is anxiously waiting our topic of discussion, and it is about breaking through the debt barrier. As you can see, America is in mountains of debt, like trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. I think the national debt is about $18 trillion. And so when you're looking at your household budget itself, most families out there are drowning in debt, and they want a solution. Are you sick and tired of credit card bills? Every time you go to the mailbox, it's bills upon bills upon bills. Are you ready to discover how to get out of debt once and for all? If you want to permanently get out of debt, right, you want a solution, then I have some shocking news for you. Debt is not a financial problem. Yes, I did say so. Debt is not a financial problem. And I know it's hard to believe, but it is so true. Debt is actually, are you ready for this? A personal problem masquerading in a financial clothing to deceive you. That's why so many people have problems getting out of debt. So many people have problems with debt. They look outward for financial quick fix, financial solutions, when the true solution is you have to get to the root of the debt. Okay? So now I have some questions out there. How do you know that you're an emotional spender? Because a lot of times if you're hungry and you go to the grocery store, you end up buying stuff that you're not even going to use. Okay? So here's some simple tests to determine if you are an emotional spender. Do you use shopping to relieve stress? If you're stressed, you're like, you know what, I'm going to stress because I'm bored. Do you do that? Do you use shopping as a pick-me-up for entertainment? Do you use shopping to celebrate by shopping for a treat? You celebrate maybe birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, so you want to go shopping for that treat. What else do you think? What are some other questions that we should ask folks to determine if they are an emotional spenders? Anyone of my panelists want to jump in and chime in on that? Just unmute yourself and share some questions so people can know if they're an emotional spender.
Well, I'll go ahead and for starters, if you're an emotional spender, that can become that could be like an addiction. Emotionally spending could be because you don't want to deal with something that's going on around you. So you go out to the store to mask what you're feeling because it actually takes away from the emotion, and you're focused on what you're looking at, you're focused on what you're buying, you're thinking of buying things for other people, you're thinking of buying things for birthdays that are like 22 months out in advance, and just really things that don't matter. You're wasting your time there, and your emotions are not being dealt with. So it is like an addiction. You're masking those feelings. So that being said, when somebody is an addict, and they're focused on shopping, and that is their actual addiction, they not only spend their money that they don't have, but they borrow from others, so they're actually spending other people's money. And when you borrow from others, you can't pay them back. So you're spending other people's money, and then you're just digging a bigger hole for yourself. And that's just my perspective on that.
I also want to, chime in on that. As far as a question to know that you're going on the wrong path. Do you ever hide purchases from your friends or your loved ones?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
I know.
one.
I know. You know, most people when they're in relationships, the wife goes out and gets stuff, and hide it from the husband. Don't let him know that she done bought it, even though the credit card bill is gonna come in the mail. I mean, but he don't look at it no way. Most of them don't anyway. But another one. Do you experience anxiety, guilt, or remorse after shopping?
Oh my gosh, buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And then I got one more. Do you feel an endorphin rush when you make a purchase?
Oh my gosh, excitement, excitement.
I mean, really, seriously, think about it, and that is not the state of mind you need to be in when you're going shopping. Just like people say all the time, do not go shopping when you're hungry. Do not go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Because you're going to do it, you're going to overdo it.
Right.
So
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Yeah, thank you so much, Natasha. And Wakil, do you have any questions? How do people know that they're emotional spenders? What do they look at?
Yeah, a good way to check to see if you're an emotional spender or whatnot is that do you use shopping for like social connections? Do you feel that you have to be the center of attention? So you go out and you buy the latest and greatest materials or cars, whatever it may be, just to try to get that, that pinpoint, that stardom type of feeling, when you want to be wrong, for the fact that you have something that somebody else may want, you have more of one than the same item. That you go out and buy two of the same pair of shoes just because one has a stripe and the other one doesn't have a stripe.
Right.
You need for two pair, you need. Do you still have clothes in your closet that got tags on? You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You just got racked up, clothes on top of clothes. You have to.
Yeah. I could barely hear you. I don't know if we're losing you, Wakil.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I think another about is you feel a sense of gratification. Do you feel something is owed to you? When you get paid or you're saying, oh, I worked hard all this week and I feel I need this in my life because this is my type of lifestyle and I can't afford it, but guess what? I think I deserve it. So you trump your whole mind state of actually thinking, do I need to make a decision right now? Because that self-deservance, that I deserve the best for myself because I am, can really, set you back. It keeps us trapped in that debt mind state.
Right, right. And then we also have some people chiming in on the chat. Um, Coach Joe, he says that he buys stuff uh, for his girlfriend, other people. And so, that causes you to get in debt for other people, because you feel like, hey, I got to buy stuff, to make people happy. I got to buy stuff because it's their birthday. I want them to know that I care. And in that case, you find yourself going deeper and deeper in debt. So, yeah. So these are some questions that you can ask yourself to see if you are an emotional spender, because that's where a lot of the debt problems start. Um, so, for example, a good habit for breaking emotional spending is to force a 2-day cool down period. You see something like a television, you're like, oh my gosh, we need a widescreen television. Can you cool down for 2 days? If after 2 days you still feel like buying that, television, then you can say, okay, I thought about it. But most of the time, like Latasha mentioned, the buyer's remorse is huge. You buy stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I bought this thing. Now I have my bills to pay. I got my rent to pay and I don't have that money. So a lot of times people take stuff back. You see them at Walmart all the time, taking back stuff, especially after Christmas, right? People take back a lot of stuff. So what are some reasons people get? Why do people get in debt? Why do people get in debt? We already talked about emotional spending. But anyone on the panel want to take this question?
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot something out there. Most of the
Okay.
time, most people don't have a plan. Um, Debtors tend to disconnect spending, savings, and earnings from each other. There's no budget, no plan for retirement, no tracking of numbers, and no strategy. You
So is
know,
that like the balancing the checkbook type thing?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Um, in short, that the debtor lives month to month, because there's no plan for anything different. You know, many
Right, right.
questions many questions are never considered, such as how to handle job loss, medical emergencies. Because I mean, this day and age, all the time, I experienced the dislocated worker syndrome. uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's been 7 years now, but you know, learning from my mistakes, I never thought that would have happened to me. So I can speak from personal
Right.
experience. I didn't have a plan. I should have had a plan, but I didn't. But now I'm in a position where I can help others. You know what I'm saying? So they will
Right.
have a plan. Um, the default answer is often debt because there's no better plan. You know.
Right.
Excuse me.
So,
Uh,
people just haven't been taught. They haven't been
right.
taught, So it's like, okay, they go with the flow. They go with the
Mhm.
flow, and then next thing you know, they dug themselves in such a deep hole that is hard to, you know?
Right. Right. Um, The wealth habit is running to running your personal finances like a business with plans and actions, steps designed to produce financial secure result. Develop reserves for the inevitable rainy days. Have you some money set up. Just in case, because you never know. From day to day, you don't know
Right.
what's going to happen. It, I was
Right.
thinking. I was thinking earlier, when you were saying something about buying a big screen TV, you know, and it always happens. It's inevitable. You go buy this big purchase, oh man, you get a flat tire. You ain't got no money to get this flat tire fixed. But if you
Right.
would have had that emergency fund, you've been straight, you know. Uh,
Right. That's awesome.
yeah, that's all I got right now.
So I'm going back to the chat feature here. Thank you so much, Natasha. And on the chat, Joe, thank you so much for your input. He said he waited 5 years before he bought a 40-inch TV. So he planned for that. And then he also said he thinks people get in debt because they're not taught in school. How profound is that? The school system might teach you how to read and write, but not how to spend your money. That is so true. I mean, that's why we want to get into the schools. We want to get into um, the elementary level where the kids learn about money, learn about the value of money, so that when they get ready to go off to college, they know how to be mindful with the money that they have. They know how to stay out of the credit cards, tricks and stuff, you know. And so a lot of times people just need that education, and that's what we do here at Financial Coach for You is to train and educate them. Anyone else on the panel have anything to share?
I have something to share.
All right. Thanks, Rose, and
Um,
welcome, Rose.
can you hear me?
Yeah, if you can adjust your camera a little bit so we can see more of your face. It's kind of
Oh,
cut
wait a
off.
minute. Let me see if I can.
Just your seat, maybe your seat, or if you can.
I think it's, yeah. Well, I have the seat. I'm short, so I have the seat raised all the way up.
Okay, we can see you. We can see you a little bit now. Yeah. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay. I wanted to chime in where you mentioned about school and kids, what they're taught in school. I think it's amazing that they teach kids how to drive, but they don't teach kids the importance of insurance, car insurance, what it's going to cost their parents, what it will, how having more bums in the car than spaces for those bums to sit, how that can, be detrimental to them being able to concentrate and focus on what they're doing, and just even going when they're ready to go to college, teach them more than just the basic accounting. You put this in the debit, you put this on credit. Okay, but why and how did you build that debt and why are you putting it there? And as you go forward, what's the importance of keeping track? We'll give them more realistic scenarios of what they're going to face once they get out there. You get this credit card, it's more than just Michelle and her chocolate. It's more than just having a credit card and being able to go and buy this TV or the latest clothes so they
Right.
can look good in school. You have to pay that money back.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So it's not free money. It's not free money.
Right.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have anyone else on the panel want to chime in on why people are in debt?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Michelle.
Awesome. Well, I believe that there's also a sense of entitlement. And entitlement is actually thinking is thinking the belief that you magically deserve all these good things, regardless of your financial situation.
Huh.
So yeah, I mean, but if you have the wealthy habit, that's when you purchase only what you can afford and what you can immediately pay for. If it's $5 and you have $5 in your pocket and you could pay for it right then and there, then that would be the wise thing to do, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So I think that a lot of us have a sense of entitlement sometimes, and that actually leads us down the path of debt.
Right, especially when you say, you know what, I work hard for my money. I should be able to spend my money on whatever I want to spend it on. Not really looking at or thinking about the big picture.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
They need to people need to realize too the psychology of advertisers. They put these things on sale as if it's the latest and the greatest. It'll never happen again. Get it now. But if you sit back and you watch and you pay attention to the rotation of things, those same items 4 to 6 weeks later are on sale again. Or like
absolutely.
Joe did, he waited 5 years, he planned for it, and probably got a better deal on the TV he wanted 5 years prior to that. So if you think smart and not just be an emotional spender,
Right,
you come out much better in the long end.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Coach Wakil, did you have something to share before we move on?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch a little bit on, some people have that sense of urge of not understanding completion. Your needs versus your wants. When you're going shopping, some people they keep shopping in their head mentally, and they don't know when enough is enough. I
Right,
have this and I gotta have that, but I'll make it happen. I get paid this upcoming Friday, so I can do this and do this to make sure I get it. But in the back of their mind, they're not tallying up everything. They're not tallying up all the bills. Everything after the first or the 15th because in your mind you locked in on that. I need this and I want it. I mean, like I said, needs versus wants. You took
right, right, right,
that need and you merged it together. You didn't really fine line and separate the realness and what you need to get done versus what you want. And a lot of people have that closed-minded shut off. They don't know how to step outside of that mindset and say, you know what, that's not really that important right now. I can come back to it when I got the fines or the funds for that item or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
right, right. Because I also think that people they look at credit cards as monopoly money. They don't look at it as real money, you know. And I think if people look at credit, as real money, opposed it to long term like adding real money that adds interest on the cost of things that you buy, it will make it look more expensive. And I think that would help them not get into debt, that debt scenario, that debt problem. Joe also mentioned it's fun that you have to pay money and go in debt with the student loans in order to learn about how to spend your money. That's the way. That's why we are here at Financial Coach for you to help them. Thank you, Joe. Um, let's see here. So I know a lot of times people think, well, it's not my fault. I can already hear the objections out there. People say it's not my fault. This habit stuff is all fine and good for most people, but my debt is different. It was caused by a medical emergency, or I was laid off, or I got divorced, or I have student loans. And the reasons and the excuses just go on and on and on, you know? But are you ready for some tough love? Are you ready? Now, you didn't get in debt by magic. It took time. Sometimes it just took like maybe a swipe of a card for you to be in debt. But are you ready for tough love? Because at Financial Coach for You, we are going to give you love, but it's going to be tough love. We're going to help you resolve that problem by first taking care of the root issue. If you have that emotional spending, we're going to bring it out. We're going to talk about it. Some people don't want to be told. Some people don't want to be taught. But you got to face the truth, and it can be so uncomfortable, But you must see the cause of your problems by looking in the mirror, or you may never get out of the vicious cycle of debt. I can show you a program. I have a program. We have a program here that shows you how to knock off these debts one at a time, get you out of debt in record time. But if we don't deal with the root issue, you're still going to make the same mistakes and you're going to get into that same habit, that same cycle. So taking responsibility for your actions is the first thing. It means you have to give up the victim role. You have to be facing it head on and saying, you know what? I'm owning this debt. It's my fault. I need to know what to do to get out of it. The only way you can empower yourself is to take charge of your life and permanently solve your financial difficulties. You have to man up to it, face it, and fight it. But you're not in this by yourself. We are Financial Coach for You. We are experts in helping you get out of this situation. Okay, you have to take responsibility, empower yourself, change the habits, and also change the attitude. Okay, so why is debt? Why debt is always your responsibility, even when the problem that is caused is not. Even if it's not your fault, it is your responsibility. The sad truth is misfortune is one of the leading causes of debt because it happens so frequently. It's not your fault that you lost your job, right? It's not your fault that you can't make your payments, okay? But while it might be true and that the unfortunate circumstances were beyond your control, the fact is that debt is fully within your control and 100% your responsibility. So there you have it. It's your responsibility. So being a victim to your debt only keeps you stuck in that pattern. Self-responsibility is what opens the door to the freedom. So are you ready? Are you ready to face this? Are you ready to take on responsibility? Are you ready to get that help that you so desperately need to get out of this bondage? Because debt is a bondage. And if you don't know what bondage is, it's a slavery. You are enslaved to debtor. You're always forever going to be enslaved to the person that holds that credit card that says, you know what, you owe me. As long as you owe me, I'm going to mess up your credit score. I'm going to mess up your life. I'm going to take away things. I'm going to, deny you things as long as you're in debt. So if you're responsible, if you are serious about getting out of this debt situation, we are here to help you. Any final closing comments from any one of our panelists?
The only thing I have to really fresh up on is, we talked about debt the whole time. But I think I know a mistake I personally made when I was coming up is I didn't understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Because everywhere you go, you're told you got to have a credit history, you got to have a credit score to do this, credit score to get a car, credit score to get an apartment, credit score to get a home. You need a credit score to do anything today. Okay, and you don't really know how to go about getting that, especially when you're young. All you know is you have a credit score somewhere out there, like it's in a cloud, and you have to go try to find it. And it isn't free, unless you know where to go. But see, it's key things like that, like Sister Rose was explaining, when it comes to education. I wish I would have known how to handle a credit score. Where does it come from? What is it? Why do I need to have it? These are key things that teenagers or kids in general need to grow up understanding so that when they go to touch that first credit card or whatnot, they understand the responsibility that comes behind it. Because we have to have, like I said, that good debt. But how do you go about getting it from the start that we don't have to worry about digging yourself out of that debt hole 5, 10 years later on down the road when you're trying to get something that you need?
Right. And like Rose mentioned, having 10 credit cards in your wallet is not a good thing. So tell us a little bit about that, Rose. Do you have some people that when they open up their wallets, they just flip through the cards? They might have the gold, they might have the platinums, they might have all types of credit cards. That doesn't make them, a better person. People have to understand the debt, right, like you said, and how creditors view this. Share that, Rose.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because it's important when you go to apply for a mortgage or even to buy a car, and in some cases to get another credit card, when they see all these credit cards in your credit file, and they look at your income and they see your debt to income ratio can keep you from being able to purchase anything until you pay that debt off. And in some cases, close out some of those cards. Go ahead and just close those accounts completely. Because even though you get down to a zero balance, it's still there.
Right.
They still see those credit cards on your credit file.
Right. And Financial Coach for You is the first step is to, first of all, fill out the survey questionnaire. Well, how do you go to our website? It's Financial Coach, the number 4, the letter U.net. If you look down 6 tabs down on the left, you'll see a survey. Fill that out. This is the first step. When you fill that out, then we can get the game plan, go down and see what you need are. How much debt are you in? What do you want to accomplish in life? We can take it from there. Thank you. Joe mentions you need a credit score to get a good job. That is so true. It's a government job, right? How can you get out of debt if your credit is bad and you cannot get the job you need to pay for your debt? Isn't that? It's like it's a setup. It's a setup. If you don't, like for example, you have folks that committed a crime. They did the time. Then they come out of the prison system and they can't find work. But yet you're saying they need to take care of their children. Well, if you're not opening the door to give them that job, right, to provide for their family, they go right back into the system. So the system is set up to fail. Okay? The system is set up to fail, so you got to realize that the system is not there to help you. You got to make sure you have the tools or the resources in place to help you get to where you need to be. Okay? Thank you. Any other closing comments? This was a great topic, great discussion. And let's see. Do you want to share something else? I see some people mics are unmuted. No? Okay, well, I'm glad that we were able to meet tonight and share this awesome topic. I know a lot of folks out there going to take advantage of the opportunity. I wanted Rose to talk a little bit about what we have coming on, going to be taking place at Financial Coach for You. So if you want to talk about what's coming down the pipe, give you time to do that right now.
Okay, I'll just real quickly, just Blog Talk Radio. I'm working on a show for Financial Coach for You. And it will be a format where basically we're going to discuss the same things that we discuss in our trainings, along with having special guests to come on, any business owners, entrepreneurs, different fields, and it can be someone from a travel agent to someone with a bakery or just whomever, some people that you can even suggest to come on and tell their experience of what it took, how they set their goals, to become a business owner, what they went through to get financing. Blog Talk is going to be that type of format to where we just want to come on and share information. And this way, the same way that Ray has the company set up, we'll be able to reach so many more people and help people and even bring more on board to so that Financial Coach for You can grow. So right now I changed the date. It was supposed to begin in this month, but I wanted to make sure that I have everything kind of pinned down and have it set up and in line, because I want to represent what Ray has created in a good way. I don't want to come on as if these people don't know what they're doing, they're just trying to do a radio show. No, this show is going to come on. We're going to know what we're talking about. We're going to have a format, and we have a chat room. So just like what we're doing here in Google Hangout, we'll have the same thing going for the show. As far as visually being able to see one another during the show, I'm checking into that also to see if that's something we could do down the line. But I'm looking, like I said, maybe a couple more weeks. Ray and I work together. We have a list of topics here. I don't know if you guys can see these things here. No, you can't read it, but so far, including Ray, we've got 4 people lined up to be a guest, and next week I'll be meeting with them to get them set up and get their format set. So I'll always be several shows ahead of myself so that we can keep it going and keep it professional and just keep it right. So it's coming, so just bear with me.
Right. And I'm so excited because I know this has been your baby. You're like, hey, you got the experience. And I'm like, hey, if you have the talent, by all means, shine. And this is also an awesome opportunity if you're a business owner out there and you want to get your name out there, you want to get your business out there, you get to advertise. That's also inclusive.
Yes.
And so that's a wonderful way of putting your business out there, the World Wide Web, let people know who you are and letting your friends and family know, hey, I'll be on the radio. Tune in and listen to what we're doing here as well with Financial Coach for You. So I know it's hard. I know it's hard to trust people out there, especially on the internet. Okay, there's always someone have some kind of tricks down their sleeves. But I can assure you that the coaches that you see here, even on our website, we're coaches that have your best interest in mind. Here it is, the radio show. We're not charging you a fee to be a member or to be a guest on the show. What do? You publicize your business. You get your word out. We're trying to help you be successful. So through collaborations, we help each other. So there's no like, well, you got to pay $500 to get 2 minutes of airtime. Okay? Maybe down the road we will. But right now, as we start, we're not charging anything. You come on board, you get your business the exposure that it needs, and take it from there. We are ready and we are available to meet you wherever you're at. We put together detailed financial game plans. I'm talking about, from folks that have no money to folks that have lots of money. No matter what your finances look like, we're able to sit down and help you. But you got to be serious about building your financial house. We can't come in and take it over because you know what you want to accomplish. We'll help you be that support structure to help you build that house. We utilize our God-given talents, like Rose. Her talents is putting together the radio show. I don't know nothing about the radio show. Wakil, his talent is he loves to pray, and he's great with numbers as well. And he's an awesome speaker, a motivational speaker. This guy is right on point every single morning. I look forward to hearing him on The Boxer. He has talents that he's willing to share to help us. We have Latasha in Arkansas. Latasha, she has some hidden talents that we're going to pull out, But we all have talents. We all were born with gifts and talents here. So we got to pull it out in each other and move forward, okay? So financial literacy, it's a thing of the present. We got to start with our kids. We got to start with the young all the way to our seniors. Our seniors are being taken advantage here. They're living on limited Social Security income, but you have companies out there that's trying to just take their money from them. So reach out to us, get in contact with us, go to our website, Financial Coach, the number 4, the letter U.net, fill out a survey, and let us help you get to where you need to be. And then again, we're always looking for licensed and unlicensed people. If this is something that you want to do, if you want to learn how to help others, how to be financial coaches, we'll take you in. If you're licensed and where you're working at, you're getting beat up, you really don't feel like it's part of a team, you want to join our team, we welcome you as well. And so give us a call, and we will definitely love to get you on board. So without any further ado, I'd like to turn the platform over to Coach Wakil. He opened us up in prayer, and he's going to close us out in prayer. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sister Ray. If we could all bow our heads. Dear Father God, we come to you as humble as we know how. Just once again to thank you for this day, and thank you for a glorious opportunity to come amongst friends and family just to talk and really get some concerns of what we need to get out to the world and let these people know there's an opportunity for change. There is a reason, there's a will, and there's always a way. We just have to make sure we open it up to them so that they can come in and do what's necessary for them as well as their families and our future kids, dear Father God. I ask that you touch each and every person's heart tonight. If they have any issues they're going through right now, their Father God, camp your angels around them and their family members, their Father God. I ask for safe travel and mercies to and from work throughout this whole week, dear Father God. And I ask that you just really, really, really continue to just glorify us as you always have, and just constantly show us that you're always present. Even in our moments where we feel sometimes, we don't see the outcome, we don't see a way through, that you just shine as you always do and let us know that you're always there. You never go anywhere there, Father God. We love you and we thank you in your most precious, wonderful name. Amen.
Amen. Have a great night, everyone.
Amen.
Have a great week. Amen.